Alright, we're gonna try to make a slippery platform. So first, I'm gonna find my platform node. I'm gonna open up its scene. And we're gonna make a new scene. We're gonna make our own slippery platform that we can place anywhere in the level. I'm gonna copy all of these nodes by clicking the top root node, holding shift, clicking to the bottom, hitting Control C to copy, going to my empty seed and hitting Control V to paste. You can also right click and paste, or it would be Command V on a Mac. I'm not going to use the animation player, so I'm going to delete that node. And I'm also going to delete the sprites node, because the way that our current platform gets its sprites is via the script. So we're also going to detach the script. We're going to make our own script for our slippery platform. I'm going to add a new sprite2d node. You can select any texture map. I'm going to use blue because these look a little icy. I'm going to turn region on and edit the region. That's going to allow me to select a platform. I'm going to drag it down so that all we can see platform. There we go. Beautiful. Our node looks like this. Make sure if you're selecting a smaller or longer platform, you are adjusting the collision shape, the area collider, the area 2D, and the rigid body 2D to match the length of your platform. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to give it a new script. Actually, I'm going to rename this. Instead of just platform, I'm going to call this slippery platform. I'm going to give it a new script. The script will be called slippery platform, and I'm going to create this. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to add an onReady variable that's called ice area. It's going to be of type area 2D, and it's going to reference our area 2D right here. Click and drag and drop. Now we have a reference to our area 2D. In our ready function, we're going to say ice area dot body entered. We're going to connect that signal to on ice area body. We're going to do the same thing with exited, so I'm going to copy that line of code, and I'm going to say ice area body exited. We're going to connect that to ice exited. Now it doesn't like this because we haven't made these functions yet. These two functions on ice area body entered and on ice area body exited. So I'm going to delete our process function and I'm going to make a new function called on ice area body entered. We're going to take a body, or that's going to be the name, the argument that we are putting into our function. It's going to be of type node2d. We're going to return void. If our body that has entered our area 2D has the method set on ice, which we will create in the player script in a minute, we want the body to call set on ice. And we're going to take that. I'm going to copy this function and I'm going to paste it. I'm going to change it from entered to exited. And if it is set on ice, we're going to set it to false. I made an uh-oh. Instead of had, it should be has for both of these. If body has method set on ice. That's going to be the script for our slippery platform. I'm going to save this scene in my components in my platforms folder. So now my slippery platform is saved. In our player script, I'm going to go to my player and open the player script. We're going to add a few variables. I'm already here in my variable portion of my player script. So down below here, you might not have these variables. That's okay. We're going to say variable on ice. It's going to be a type bool, and it's going to be equal to false by default. We're going to create a function. I'm going to scroll down all the way right at the end region above our physics process function. We're going to create a function. It's going to be called set on ice, that function that we referenced in our ice platform script, our slippery platform script. We're going to have its name be value, and it's going to be of type bool. It's not going to return anything. It's going to return void. In our function, we're going to set on ice equal to the value. So we're going to change on ice equal to true, depending on if we are touching ice, and that's because we are calling that function in our beautiful slippery platform script. I'm going to save that for now. We are also going to add two export ranges. So down right here under where we created our on ice boolean, we're going to create export range on export range in parentheses 0.01 to 1. Variable is going to be called our grip, and I'm going to have it at float 0.25. So this changes how quickly the player reaches their full speed and stops on normal ground without being on slippery ground. And I'm going to export another range for when we are on slippery ground, 0.01, 0.1. This is going to be called ice grip. It's of type float. So I'm going to set it equal to 0.0. This is unhappy because I didn't set it equal to a number. I just said float. So those are our two export ranges for how quickly the character reaches full speed on normal ground and on ice ground. The smaller the variable it is, the longer it takes to slow down and speed up. Now we're going to go to our player's physics process function. We're going to change the movement. Instead of the current movement, which we have here below our coyote timer if statement and above if we are playing our sprites, this line of code, these sections, this is what we're going to change up. Instead of using acceleration, we're going to be lerping our speed. So we're going to create a variable for direction. It's going to be input dot get axis actions. In our actions list, we're going to use our player. We're going to click left. Say actions dot lookup. I say player right. And I'm going to turn on word wrap so that I can see this all on one page. Beautiful. Lovely. We're also going to create a variable for our current grip. I'm going to set this equal to ice grip if on ice is true, else it will be the normal grip. We're also going to create a variable for our target speed, and that's going to be direction times. Now to make the magic happen, we're going to get velocity dot x. We're going to equal that to our lerp function, and we're going to say velocity dot x, our target speed, and then our current grip. Now, if we I spelled target speed wrong. There we go. If we save this, then we go into our main scene. We can add our slippery platform by searching for it. There it is. And place that right there. And if I play and I hop on, I start sliding. Now, the issue is if we try to duplicate this and turn scale off, and we try and drag it out like this, we're actually going to stop midway through because once we leave one slippery platform, it halts us from going on to the next. So if you want an area longer than this, I'm going to request that you extend it using the scale tool in the main scene. It might look silly. You'll have to adjust the script. It takes a long time for you to start up when you're on ice, and you slide right off. And if I jump on, I just keep going. I'm not holding my movement button, I just keep sliding. I'm going to request that's how you scale your platforms based on size. Otherwise, if you don't want them to look silly, you can make a duplicate of this scene by adding a new scene and copying these nodes into that new scene and saving, and adjusting the rigid body area 2D, area collider, the collision shape, and the sprite 2D individually in that new scene. But that's how you make a slippery platform. There you go.